unprecedented levels of destruction as hurricanes and wildfires ravage.
Global tensions reach a boiling point with resources at an all-time low. Nations are now...
Latest reports confirm the deployment of nuclear weapons in response to the escalating conflict.
And in the aftermath of the once lush landscapes now barren, the world struggles to cope with the severe fallout from them.
Survivors scattered and few, the quest for habitable land continues amidst the chaos.
With only a handful of survivors left, how will humanity proceed? Is there any hope for...
In a world where the sun barely rises and the nights stretch on forever, only a handful of souls remain. The air is thick with silence, broken only by the distant echo of forgotten cities. These are the survivors of a world that once thrived, now reduced to ruins and memories. Amidst the desolation, a small group of people cling to life, their faces etched with the hardships they've endured. Each day is a battle against the elements, against hunger, and against the haunting loneliness. Yet they push forward, driven by a spark of hope that refuses to be extinguished. Among them is Mia, a young girl with eyes that have seen too much. Then there's Ben, a strong but silent protector, whose heart aches for the family he lost. And old man Joseph, whose stories of the past bring a brief respite from the harsh reality. The days are long and unforgiving. The group moves from place to place, scavenging for food and shelter. Each night they huddle together for warmth, sharing whatever scraps they have managed to find. They talk about the world that once was, a world of bright lights, laughter, and endless possibilities. But those memories are fading, replaced by the harshness of their new reality. Unseen by these survivors is another presence, a shadow that moves silently among them, watching, waiting. This is Death. He has roamed the earth for eons, claiming souls as his own. But now he stands at a crossroads. For in this shattered world, he has discovered a terrible truth. If these last remnants of humanity perish, so will he. Death's purpose has always been clear: to bring an end to life. But now, with his own existence hanging in the balance, he faces a choice he has never contemplated. He must keep these people alive. He must become their unseen guardian, their silent protector. As Death watches over them, he starts to see the world through their eyes. He sees Mia's determination to survive, Ben's unwavering strength, and Joseph's quiet wisdom. He begins to understand the value of life in a way he never has before. He sees the beauty in their struggle, the hope in their hearts, and the bond that ties them together. One night, as the survivors sleep, Death stands watch. He senses a danger approaching, a pack of wild dogs drawn by the scent of food. Without hesitation, he intervenes. He leads the dogs away, using his powers to create a barrier between them and the survivors. The dogs, sensing something unnatural, retreat into the night. The next morning, the survivors awaken, unaware of the danger they have been spared. But they feel a sense of unease, as if they are being watched. They talk about it among themselves, wondering if they are truly alone in this desolate world. Days turn into weeks, and the survivors continue their struggle. Each sunrise brings new challenges, but also a strange sense of safety they cannot explain, unknown to them. Death watches over, guiding their steps away from danger. The group grows closer, their bond strengthening with each passing day. They share their fears and hopes, their dreams and memories. Mia talks about her parents, who she lost in the early days of the apocalypse. Ben shares stories of his younger brother, who he has been searching for ever since. And Joseph speaks of his wife, whose memory keeps him going. As the group huddles around a flickering fire, Mia speaks up. She wonders if some unknown force is watching over them. Her voice is soft, but the question hangs heavy in the air. Ben agrees, his eyes reflecting the flames. He feels it too, like an invisible hand pushing them away from harm. Old man Joseph, wise with age, smiles gently. Perhaps it's life itself finding a way to protect us in these dark times, he says. The group falls silent, the idea taking root in their minds. From that night on, they refer to this unseen protector as life, unaware of the irony that it is Death himself keeping them safe. Death, for the first time, feels a strange warmth in his chest. He is no longer the harbinger of doom, but a guardian. He is life and death, intertwined in a way he never thought possible. And so, he continues to watch over them, guiding their steps and protecting them from harm. He moves the survivors away from crumbling buildings, guides them to hidden food sources, and shields them from the relentless storms. His actions, once driven by an instinct to end, are now fueled by a newfound purpose to preserve. Yet, his presence is not entirely unnoticed. The survivors begin to feel a connection. They leave small tokens of thanks, a flower, a whispered prayer, a child's drawing, in places where they feel life is most present. These simple gestures stir something deep within Death. For the first time, he understands the value of life, the beauty in its fragility. But as the days grow darker and the challenges more severe, Death's resolve is tested. He must draw on every ounce of his power to keep the survivors safe, knowing that his own fate is intertwined with theirs. And so, the bond between life and death deepens as they navigate a world teetering on the brink. The group faces their greatest challenge yet. They come across a river, swollen and raging from the recent storms. They need to cross it to reach the shelter on the other side, but the current is too strong. Ben, always the protector, insists on going first. The current is fierce, pulling at him with relentless force. Ben struggles to keep his footing. Death watches him, feeling a surge of panic. If Ben is swept away, the group will be lost. Summoning all his power, Death reaches out, calming the waters just enough for Ben to make it across. With Ben safely on the other side, he assures the others to cross. As they reach the opposite bank, they look back at the river, astonished by the sudden calm. Death stands unseen, feeling a mix of relief and pride. He has saved them once again, but he knows the challenges are far from over. He must stay vigilant, always ready to protect them from the dangers that lurk in the shadows. And so, the survivors continue their journey, guided by the unseen hand of life. They face each new challenge with courage and determination, their bond growing stronger with each passing day. They have become a family, united by their struggle and their hope for a better future. Death, now more than ever, understands the value of their lives. He is no longer just a taker of life, but a giver, a protector. As the survivors journey through the remnants of their world, their trust in life grows stronger. They learn to rely on the unseen force, drawing strength from the belief that they are not alone. But the world remains perilous, and a new threat looms on the horizon. A violent storm approaches, darker and more fierce than any they have faced before. The winds howl and the ground trembles. The survivors huddle together, fear gripping their hearts. Death knows this is a pivotal moment. He must act decisively or all will be lost. With a determination that transcends his nature, Death uses his power to shield the group. He guides them to a hidden cave, a sanctuary from the storm. As the storm rages outside, the survivors feel an overwhelming sense of peace within. They know that life has protected them once more. In the cave's quiet embrace, they find a small seedling, a symbol of new beginnings. Mia gently cradles the delicate plant. As the storm passes and the first light of dawn breaks, the survivors emerge from the cave. They stand together, united by their experiences and the unseen force that has guided them. Mia plants the seedling in the ground, a symbol of their new beginning. As it takes root, so does their hope. They look to the future with renewed faith, knowing that life and death will continue to watch over them. But their journey is far from over. They must still navigate the challenges of their post-apocalyptic world, facing dangers both seen and unseen. They encounter other survivors, some friendly and others hostile. One day they come across a group of survivors in desperate need of help. They are sick and starving, on the brink of death. Ben and the others do not hesitate. They share their food, their shelter, and their hope. They nurse the sick back to health, offering comfort and support. Death watches, moved by their compassion and selflessness. He realizes that his role is not just to protect them, but to help them rebuild their world. He begins to guide other survivors to the group, creating a community bound by mutual aid and trust. The days turn into weeks, and the community grows. They work together to plant crops, build shelters, and create a semblance of normalcy in their shattered world. The small seedling Mia planted flourishes, becoming a symbol of their resilience and hope. As the community thrives, Death reflects on his journey. He has transformed from a force of destruction to a guardian of life. He has found a new purpose, one that fills him with a sense of fulfillment he never thought possible. But not all journeys end with new beginnings. Old man Joseph, with all he has gone through, finds his strength waning. His stories become fewer, his voice softer. Death, with a heavy heart, clings to Joseph's life, unwilling to let go of the man who has come to symbolize wisdom and endurance. In Joseph's final moments, he looks up, feeling the presence of life stronger than ever. "Thank you," he whispers, a faint smile on his lips. Death unseen feels a profound sorrow as he lets Joseph's soul slip from his grasp. The old man passes peacefully, surrounded by those he loves. The survivors bury Joseph under the flourishing tree that grew from Mia's seedling, a fitting tribute to a man who held the past and the future in his heart. They gather around, sharing memories and tears, knowing that Joseph's spirit will always be with them. In the final moments of the story, we see the survivors standing together, looking out over their growing community. Mia, Ben, and the others have found a new beginning, a new hope, and though they do not know it, they owe it all to death, their unseen protector, their guiding light. And so, in a world where the line between life and death has blurred, the survivors find a new path forward. They have learned that even in the darkest times there is a light that can guide them, a light that they call life, but which is, in truth, the essence of death's own heart. As our story of life and survival comes to a close, remember that you too can be a part of this journey. If this tale touched your heart and sparked a light of hope within you, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Hit the bell icon and never miss another world-ending story. Your support helps keep these stories alive. Thank you for watching, and stay with us for more tales of courage and renewal.